It's time for a little unboxing action, but we're gonna go fishing too. Here we go. Try to keep an eye on the crack hut, make sure it ain't a crackhead, but pop out of the crack hut.
They're up there, guys. They're up there on the side, climbing up right now.
What's up? That's the way to start the day right there. What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're gonna do an unboxing of this month's Super 6 sack from 6 Cents Fishing, as well as some baits that I ordered from Kitech. But we're doing this one a little bit different. This one's gonna be a hybrid style video. Once we're finished opening up these boxes of baits, we're gonna head out onto the water and do some fishing as well. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. If you're somebody that likes the fishing action, if you're somebody that likes the unboxing action, this one is for you. But this first segment is about the Super 6 sack and all these Kitechs right here. So let's start this one off with the Super 6 sack unboxing. For those of you who may not be familiar with the Super 6 sack, this is, in my opinion, the best monthly bait subscription service in the game. Premium baits delivered to your doorstep on a monthly basis. It's like fishing Christmas. Kris Kringle showing up with the goods. Premium baits from 6 Cents Fishing. Heaters only, you guys already know. I feel like it's been a long time since we've done one of these unboxings, although I know it's only been a month. We're gonna go ahead and crack off into this month's Super 6 sack right here, right now. If you like what you see inside the sack, you can sign up for the Super 6 sack on 6centsfishing.com and use code JR10 at Super 6. That's gonna save you $10 off that first sack. So let's go ahead and get up into this, man. The Super 6 sack. See what we got this month. See what color the sack is. That's always the first fun part. Figure out what color sack you got. What is it? Oh, it's a black sack. It's heavy too. I like the sound of that. All right. Black and white. I ain't mad at it. Let's go in. First bait out of the bag. Soft plastics. Boom. Stroker craws. These are the June Bug Red Stroker craw. Check it out. The bold and the beautiful. That's that June Bug Red. Perfect on the back of like the Dark Water Magic hybrid jig as a trailer. Yes, sir. Nice way to kick off this month's Super 6 sack. A little Stroker Craw action. They just came out with the Stroker Craw 2.4. I'm throwing that right now, trying to get my first catch on it. Let's see what else we got. Whoa. It's a bag of Ned fries, but this color, dude. Cosmic black. Black with red, purple, and gold flake. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera. Little Ned Fry 4.6 action. I usually just TR that bad boy. TR it weightless. It's a great way to fish the Ned Fry. But wait, there's more. What else do we have this month in the Super 6 sack? This is that little Crush Mini 25X Wild Shad. Check it out. This is the super finesse square bill right here. Like, if the curved finesse is still a little bit too big for your gear, you want to bump it down to something even smaller, or maybe even if you wanted to throw it like on a BFS setup, this little guy right here, the Crush Mini 25X, you could throw this on a spinning setup if you wanted to. I might tie this onto the BFS, see if I can get a crankbait fish on the small setup. It's small, guys. It's a 1/4 ounce, so that's still a little heavy for the BFS, but 1/4 ounce, 50 millimeters, dives 2 to 4 feet. Excellent square bill option if you don't have like a dedicated cranking setup, or if you're someone who likes to use spinning gear. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. What else do we got in this month's sack? Man, I don't know. There's feels like some good stuff left in here. Let's see what's next. What's that, dude? I'm looking in the viewfinder. I see that it's a Curve 55, but what color is it? The Ghost Table Rock Shad. I don't think I have this color. This another thing that I love about the Super 6 sack. You guys have heard me say it here before. I'm always discovering and getting new colors that I just overlooked or wouldn't bother to buy on my own, and a lot of the time they end up packing away with one of these little jewels like this heater right here off into the Super 6 sack. One more time, I'm gonna remind you guys, JR10 Super 6 is the code for the Super 6 sack. That's $10 off that first sack. Ghost Table Rock Shad. So the Curve 55, this is like my favorite small profile, like one step up from a square bill right here. When I need to get down there a little bit deeper, but I still want a small profile. Really wide wobble on this, wiggle wart style, that Ghost Table Rock color. It's got a ghost look to it. It's translucent, but it's got that, you know, yellow accent, lateral line, and then the top is like light smoke lavender, but it dives 5 to 9 feet, and you don't need a heavy cranking setup to throw it. And it's my favorite crankbait when they're down there just a little bit deeper, just a little bit outside of square bill territory. This is the bait that I'm gonna pick up, and I actually have one tied on right now because those fish are starting to push up shallow, and they're going up along the shoreline, and they're feeding, but then they're pushing back out just a little bit once they're done. So I'm using that Curve 55, this exact crankbait right here, to target those fish once they've pushed back out off the bank and stopped like ambushing prey along the shoreline. So that's a good option right there. And this color, Ghost Table Rock Shad, that's a heater. Awesome. That's two really good crankbaits in this box already. You can cover a lot of ground with just these two right here. You got the square bill, small profile, bump it up just a little bit larger in profile, and you can dive much deeper, down to 9 feet if you burn it and throw it on some light line. Curve 55, Crush Mini 25X, Ned Fry, Stroker Craw. But wait, there's more. Let's keep it rolling. What else do we got this month? I'm stoked on this one just because I need some more. This is a Crush 100 right here. 100X, 68 millimeter. Chartreuse Pro Blue. This right here is actually one of my favorite colors, and I don't have the Crush 100 and the Chartreuse Pro Blue yet, so stoked on this. As you can see, it's got chartreuse side, white belly, and then that deep blue, really awesome blue looking back and forehead. Slight subtle little orange accent on the chin there, but yeah, for when you need something that stands out a little bit more when you're fishing, you know, significantly murky water, but it also does well in clear water. But let me show you the little spectrum here. All right, we'll do a little comparison between baits. There's that chartreuse, what did I say it was? Chartreuse Pro Blue. One step down in the spectrum, definitely the Jank Juice. That's like a light, dulled chartreuse, not quite as bright and vibrant and loud and stand out. And then down at the bottom of the spectrum, you got something like this. That's just gonna be straight up shad imitator, natural colors. But that white right there, that's that 4K shad. That's a killer. And now we got something to cover the spectrum. All three bases covered. There's a look at all three of them. Good times, man. I love just playing baits, man, playing tackle box. I don't know about you guys, but it's fun to me to compare this stuff and get a look at it side by side, and boom. Let's keep rocking and rolling with this Super 6 sack unboxing. Kind of got off on a tangent there, my bad. Like I said, I just enjoy playing with this stuff, man. On the water, off the water, baits, and bass. Good times, man. You guys follow me on Instagram? Follow me on Instagram at @TheJustinRoyal. Let's keep this rocking and rolling. What else do we got this month in the Super 6 sack? Boom, a Movement 80, and I love this color. This is the baby bass color. You got the green, yellow, and white bass pattern with the black accents. Gnarly looking bait. The Movement 80X. There's a little bit different take on the crankbait. Really wide hunting action. Dives 1 to 3 feet. Awesome. Killer little crankbait right there. But wait, there's more. Insane value in the Super 6 sack. I mean, are you seeing all this that we got already? My favorite thing so far, the Curve. That's gonna be my #1. That sticks out the best to me right there. But let's see if we can top it with this next one. What's this gonna be? Boom, the Speed Glide 100. Now this is a different style of bait right here. You wanna talk about turning and burning and calling up a reaction strike when they're out there schooling? This is a fun bait to throw offshore when they're smashing on bait fish. But I think that Curve 55 is gonna hold the top spot for me. Look at all these hard baits, dude. Would you just look at this? Look at this, dude. Look at all, this is just the hard baits. There's more. Insane value in the Super 6 sack. What was your guys' favorite bait? Make sure you go down below in the comments and let me know. I would love to hear from you. I'm gonna go with that Curve 55 Smoke. That's the heater for me. I think it's the most versatile out of the box. Close second though is gonna be that Crush 100. Love it, loving every minute of it. You guys check it out. The Super 6 sack, 6centsfishing.com, JR10 Super 6. Secure the heaters, save the bread. Let's move on to the next box here. Now, if you guys were watching my previous Hobgoblin Smash Fest video, you would have saw where I was talking about going through Kitex really fast, and I was gonna need to place an order and get some more. Well, I placed an order, I got some more. They're here. Let's crack off into the box. I got one of these super sealed USPS boxes. I ain't mad at it. Ordered these straight from Kitex. So a little bonus item here. It's a little Kitex buff, it looks like, maybe something. Buff, handkerchief, something. That's cool. There's a lot of good stuff in here, man. There's a lot of good stuff in here, man. Oh. You already know. You already know what it is. So, you guys know I love throwing a Kitex 3.8 for my swim jig trailer. I was getting low on some of my best colors, so I placed an order, and we got a few, so let's check them out. This is my favorite one, my number one, my numero uno, my top spot. This right here, if I could only have one, it would be this one. This is the 3.8 in the Sexy Shad. Another one of my favorites. Try to always have this one on deck. Pro Blue Red Pearl. It's just a dark minnow on top, light minnow on the bottom. I don't really know even why it's red and blue, because you don't really see much of that at all. It's just a bait fish imitator, shad imitator. And then there's another Sexy Shad right there. Got a couple of those. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. What else do we got in the box? I got some new colors, some stuff I had never even seen online or in person before. And this one right here is one of them. This is Ghost Rainbow. Check this bad boy out. The Ghost Rainbow. I'm not gonna bust all these open. I don't know how well that'll pick up on camera, but it's like a black pepper on top and then super fine finesse rainbowed out on the belly. That's the Ghost Rainbow, killer color. This one is the Rainbow Shad. Practically the same thing, but it's just a little bit more intense on both flavors. A little bit more dark on the top and a little bit more rainbow on the bottom. Rainbow Shad, similar to the Ghost Rainbow, just a little bit darker and a little bit bigger on the rainbow flake. Let's keep it rocking. But wait, there's more. Super Shad, this is another new one. This reminds me of the Disco Biscuit. Again, it's got that black pepper look on top. Ghost belly with the neon green flake in it. That one right there, man, that's Super Shad. That might be a sleeper killer right there. Looking forward to fishing that one. Sight Green Hologram are these. I don't remember ordering these. It's like really bright ghost white, neon green, and blue accents. When you want to sight fish them in the springtime. Sight Ghost Blue. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Just a subtle lavender flake in that one. But it just looks like a white Kitex to me, if I'm being honest. Both of those. Next up, Threadfin Shad. Got the dark threadfin color there on bottom. Ghost on the belly. And then the flake inside of this one is gold. Yee. Next up, this is Gizzard Shad. This is a color that I've been using lately. One that I've been liking more and more. Seen it here on the channel before. It's that whiter belly and it's got the black and gold flake in it. Just about every one of these is shad imitator, if not every one of them. But I got a couple more things in here as well before we head out onto the water and do some fishing. Got some of these little shad impacts, little 3-inch like drop shot bait. Tiny little minnow, but killer action on them. Look at the tail action on that. I mean, you just breathe around it, the thing just goes crazy. Yeah, I just got one. Ooh, and they smell. Shoo-wee. They smell. One little pack of those. So, yeah, like 8-10 packs of 3.8 Kitex. Loaded up, restocked for the year. I'm gonna sneeze. And I grabbed a couple of their Tungsten football jigs as well. These are both 3/8 ounce. I got a green pumpkin and a, what is this one? brown and purple, peanut butter and jelly, whatever you want to call it. Those are the two colors that I tend to gravitate towards right there. Some, you know, some a little brown and purple, and then a green pumpkin blue. But yeah, Kitech makes a really nice jig. These are, like I said, they're tungsten, so lead-free, really sensitive, great bottom contact, excellent components. Small finesse profile, which is good for the lake that I fish. You know, having a smaller profile. Some football jigs just seem huge, but these right here, they have a smaller hook in there. High quality tungsten head. Kitech, they make good stuff, man. No affiliation whatsoever. Just enjoy their baits, enjoy using their baits, catch fish on them. For those of you that like to see some other baits besides 6 cents, that segment was for you. But let's go ahead and rip out onto the water, see if we can catch us a few fish, and I'll see you guys right back here in the garage. Now let's go throw some baits. Look at him, baby. Ate it right here, dude. Came up and ate it right here in front of the boat. Feels like a nice fish, too. Yeah, it's a decent one. That's the way to start the day right there. Got him belly hooked. See if I can get you over here, buddy. Yeah, that's a tank. Came up and swiped at it. That's the way I start the day. With a freaking tank on the Chad Shad. I mean, he came up and roasted it right here in front of me. That's a tank, dude. That's a 5 maybe. That's a 5 maybe, dude, to start the day. Cold air, warm fish. Yeah, that's the way to start the day, boys. We got him in the belly, but we still got him. He ate it. He smashed it. Right here off the point, right in front of the boat. Probably 15 feet in between me and the shoreline. Twitching the Chad Shad. Boom. Freaking annihilated it. That's the way I start the day right there. That's the way to start the day right there. Nothing like a little 5 to start the day. On the Chad Shad. All right, that's the way I start the day. She did a little barrel roll. Then she's gone. Boom. Go throw some baits, boys. I mean, she freaking smoked the Chad right here in front of me. And luckily, I had the wherewithal to open the bail and let her take some line, because man, that first dart that she took towards the bottom was a screecher. That'll work. A little 5-pounder on spot number 1 to start the day. I'm gonna go ahead and make the run to my original spot. Just stopped here to hit this real quick, pulling a nice one on the Chad Shad. But let's move on down the block. I was just thinking in my head, for whatever reason, they just will not hit a square bill. And then this guad came up and ate it. That curved finesse smoke. He got that awesome looking green. All right. Yeah. There we go. Another quad, but it's on a swim bait, so that's fun. He came up and hit the bone trace. Freaking roasted it too. Number 3. We're having to work for him today, but we're getting them here and there. Try to find that big one. Throwing this trace on the 7.3 heavy Sensory Series rod. You do not need a big swim bait rod to throw this bait. I want to make that very clear. Is it the ideal rod? Is it the best rod? Maybe not. I prefer to throw the trace on the 711 Cloud9 Cranker Lux Series rod. But with as much as I throw the trace, I always have a couple different ones tied on. And this little setup right here, Corrado DC with the Sensory. Psh, money for throwing the trace, dudes. Money. I like it for when I'm fishing a little bit shorter like this, make a little bit shorter, more targeted casts. When I'm not bombing it out there so far, fishing shorter distances, that's when I like to pick up the 7.3. Well, camera mount for the dash cam broke on that last run right there. A little bit of wind and chop, so have to get that fixed. For right now, we're running and gunning on the chest cam only. There we go. What's up, buddy? All right, little dude on the Chad, right there off the wind-blown wall. He came up and smoked it right off the bank. Number 4, I'll take him. Later, dude. Oop, that one pop it. They're all over here. There he is. Got him. He came back for it. He hit it quick, and then he came back for it. It's a quad. Johnny 5 is alive on the quad. Number 5. The fish are just all blown up right here on this point. Bunch of little fish, and I'm just trying to pick off the ones that are big enough to eat this thing. Battery died just as I hooked into this one. Right off the point on the Chad, another decent chunky one. I think that's number 6 in the mix out here. Finally found some eating the swim bait. Just the way we like it. He flew out of the water and ate it too. I mean, he unleashed the fury. He unleashed the doggone fury. I'm gonna throw him on the gram real quick. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, make sure you do that, at the Justin Royal. All right. Later, dude. Where's the crack hut? Where's that? Oh, there's a crack hut. Try to keep an eye on the crack hut. Make sure it ain't a crack head, but pop out of the crack hut.
there, guys. They're up there on the side and climbing up right now.
What's up? I've seen some big ones. What y'all doing? Be safe. So there were a couple essays that appeared to have just left the little crack hut that we discovered out here. And they were climbing back up. They were rappelling. They'd rappelled down, they had a rope. And they were climbing back up the cliffside using the rope. And I'm not talking noise, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying one of those guys didn't exactly look like a rock climber. He didn't have the physique of a free soloist, if you get what I'm saying. He was climbing straight up that cliff with that other boy. He said he's seen some big fish. I started asking him if he's seen Kyle. You seen Kyle around? Man, I have had some freaking tanks following this Chad up to the boat. I've had like 3 really big followers. One of them looked like it was about to commit too. They're here. They're blown up onto this wall with all this wind just pounding these rocks. We just got to get one to commit. And there we are, guys. I was only able to get 6 in the boat today. That first one though, that first one on the Gizzard Shad, that was the right flavor. The rest of them were what they were, man. Some tenacious guads, a couple smaller fish. And yeah, it is what it is. I gotta fix the camera mount in the boat. It's always something, but it's all good. I'll get the dash cam back up and running for you guys, so we'll have both angles back on the boat next video, no worries. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing and the on the water portion of the video. Check out sixccentsfishing.com for the Super 6 sack and use code JR10 Super 6 at checkout for $10 off that first sack. And yeah, thank you guys for riding along with me. I appreciate you. That's gonna go ahead and wrap this one on up. I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.